Welcome everyone. Sorry about the delay. I'll declare the meeting open at 6:03 p.m. and acknowledge country. We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we are meeting on, the Wadandi people. We wish to acknowledge and respect their continuing connection to the land, waters and community. We pay our respects to all members of the Aboriginal communities and their culture, and to elders past, present, their descendants who are with us today and those who will follow in their footsteps. We'll now have our new councillors go through their declarations. I'll call each new councillor forward from the gallery to the lectern to declare office, and then sign their Form 7 with our Freeman Bill Spur. Welcome, Bill. And then take a seat in any vacant seat around the table. So I'll call Councillor McCleary.
Okay, I, Peter McCleary, or Peter Kenneth McCleary of 11 Coolberry Road, Dahlia, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the Shire of Capel, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the local government rules of conduct regulations 2021.
Councillor Montgomery.
Congratulations. You'd like to read that before you start?
I, Emily Montgomery of 16 Quilban Road, Dahlia, have been elected to the office of Councillor of the Shire of Capel. Declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of this office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Local Government Rules of Conduct Regulations 2021.
Councillor Hasty.
Congratulations. Just take that and read it out.
Thank you.
Just read it out.
I, Brian Frederick Hasty, of 56 Grevillea Road in Stratton, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the Shire of Capel, declare that I will take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the local government rules of conduct and regulations 2021.
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Councillor Voyers.
Sorry. This one.
Thank you. I, Martin James Avoye of 4 Colonna Street, Daliella, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the Shire of Capel, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the local government rules of conduct regulations 2021. With the leave of the council, can I just say I've got a great support team here this evening, and my wife's also here. I wouldn't be here without their hard work, and they are community members, so thank you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Fill
Up the top,
top
yeah.
one. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now turn to the election of the Shire President, and I'll formally open nominations for that position. I've previously received 4 nominations, and I'll read those out and then we'll call for any further nominations. John Ferguson, Peter McCleary, Rosina Mogg and Sebastian Charno. Are there any further nominations? I'll close nominations, there being no further nominations. And I'll invite Councillor Ferguson to speak for no more than 5 minutes. Councillor Ferguson. 5.
Thank you, Mr CEO, for the opportunity, and thank you, Council. The councillors have some awareness of my general background, which was that I was born and raised in Western Australia and educated here, and I moved interstate for career opportunities and have moved around the country and have worked in a number internationally, which involved engagement in aircraft and helicopter marketing, and eventually in my own business, which was involved in the distribution, importing and distribution of heating products nationally. I had the opportunity, fortunately, during that time to travel widely, both in North America, Europe, parts of Asia, New Zealand and all over Australia. So I come to this location after having chosen to live back in Western Australia with a pretty well-rounded experience in the world, shall we say. So I don't approach this with any sense of arrogance or whatever, but I believe that my life's experience has equipped me quite well for this role. I did serve on a council in New South Wales, an elected council in New South Wales, and whilst that was enjoyable in a way, the comparison between being an elected councillor here in Capel and there is absolutely extraordinary. This has been such a generous and hard-working and collegiate council that has given me great pleasure to participate in, and I can tell you it isn't always that way. And so there's a great credit to our retired Shire President, who's with us tonight, and to my colleagues and fellow councillors. The support, and Councillor McCleary is very helpful to me. He pointed out to me where the bits are in the standing orders and what have you when they were important, and I appreciate him for that. And he reminded me to turn my microphone on, which is also very helpful. Having arrived at that conclusion that having retired here and actually now having the opportunity to make further contribution, I remind people that one of the most interesting roles I had was of the president of the Jervis Bay Maritime Museum, which is not an insignificant institution. And during that time, with a very supportive board, and you can't do anything without the support of your colleagues, that we were able to turn it into what was like an affinity club for members into a first-class institution that attracted funding and indeed received a recurrent grant from council, indexed, so it was able to operate professionally. And that was one of the most satisfying things I was able to achieve in that period of time. Coming back here and working on this council, my involvement with the CHAR map initially, and the important issues that brings on to the benefit of the coastal precincts of the Shire has been very important to me, and I've been fortunate enough to have participated on what's called the Perrin Naturalist Partnership, and that's been revealing and instructive, and also on GeoCatch, which looks after the catchment quality of water largely into the area. I've also, with my colleague Councillor McCleary, been also serving on the Joint Regional Development Panel. I think that's what the current application is, description is. That's also very rewarding, and it's also a very important matter for council when issues that aren't determined by council move on to that panel. Into the future, if I'm fortunate enough to be elected, I believe that I can bring to the council a kind of approach that opens it up a bit to the extent the local government regulations allow that, I'd like to see it opened up a bit and see more engagement from the councillors around the room before we actually get to the matter on the council floor. I'd also think that the important issues of, and there's many, of course, but we really need to get our heads around moving forward with the agricultural precinct project and the implications that has onto the buoyant situation, and avoiding the possibility of that closing arbitrarily on us and ending up with
30
no
seconds, Councillor.
marketing facilities. I have a number of other items on the agenda which I won't elaborate on now because I don't have the time, but I thank you for your opportunity and your attention. Thank you.
Councillor McCleary.
Just helping John there a little bit. Yeah, thanks, John, for some of the recognition in yours. I took a lot of thought about putting my hand up for President tonight. And I've served on council for 14 years, and this term will take me to 18. I'm retired. I moved to Dalyalup in 2001 and immediately got involved with community. And part of that involvement was I started a surf lifesaving club with a few other members of the community, and that's still going. That's one of the key things there, and that's something that I'm really proud of. The other thing that we did is my wife and friends started the soccer club in Dalyalup, and I got involved coaching kids. I brought up 4 kids. They're a bit older when we got here, but we had a few go through primary school. Why did I get involved? I think it was other councillors got hold of me when things were changing and told me to run in 2009. That was my first attempt. And I've seen lots of changes, and I think over the last couple of years we've had some good councillors on board, and I'd like to recognise that as we go forward in this process. What's my background? I'm a civil engineer. I've done a lot of project management in various states, and I've spent some time in Queensland and Tasmania as a result of that. I have a very rounded career. Whilst I've been in Dalyalup, I've worked as an exec manager at Aquest, and I've also worked as a senior project manager at Water Corporation. Apart from work, I've been involved with the regional park next door to Dalyalup in its initial management strategy and joined that committee there. I spent a number of years, probably up to 8, on the Southwest Regional Development of Australia, which was a federal committee, a volunteer, and we did a lot of things. So in that stages with work and what I was doing on a committee, I was actually networking with a hell of a lot of people in the Southwest, and I've been doing that for 20 odd years. And it's let me meet with just about every council in the Southwest, knowing what they're doing, and also meeting with community groups as you try and develop a project out. So I've got the communications. And I think this team that's around the table now, we've got some challenges ahead of us, and I'd like to lead that challenge. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello and welcome, distinguished guests, Acting CEO, Shire staff, attendees, those watching, past councillors, the newly sworn councillors and council in general. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Councillor Rosina Mogg and I'm 51 years of age. I have the honour of being a daughter, sister, auntie, mother, grandmother and wife. I was born and schooled in a small rural country community of Noangarup, raised on a sheep and wheat farm, so from a young age I knew what hard work and living off the land involves. My husband and I moved to the Shire of Capel 35 years ago to start up our business, Lou's Auto Repairs. Worked hard, and not long after we bought our property in Jallurup within the Shire of Capel, a dream achieved 26 years ago, where we raised 3 children and have enjoyed and appreciated the unique special lifestyle it's offered us. During this time, I have volunteered and been a part of multiple community groups and campaigns as Fracking, Gasfield Free Southwest, Lock the Gate, Climate Angel, Southwest Environment Centre, Friends of the Jorup Corridor, Bunbury Urban Growers, Southwest Rose Society, agricultural societies where I was an event coordinator for 4 years, many sporting groups and school boards. I've been a scout leader for 21 years and an advocate for community volunteers and their groups. In 2019, I was elected for the first time to the Shire of Capel Council and have served for 6 years so far in my second term. While I was sitting as your councillor for the last 6 years, I have been a member or a delegate councillor for GeoCatch for 4 years, Cuttagernut Biodiversity Park, Trails Working Group, Southwest Rail Heritage Centre in Boyanup, Disability Access and Inclusion Committee, the Parent Naturalist Working Group for 4 years, Jorup Community Inc. 8 years, where I've organised the Jorup Food Truck Sundowner event, the Economic Development Advisory Committee, Audit and Risk Committee, Climate Change Adaptability Sustainability Committee for 6 years, on the Dalyellup College Board for 3 years. I have advocated for local events, schools, businesses, individual concerns and these groups. The Capel Road Safety Action Group reduced the 80 kilometres on Bustle Highway. Capel Community Garden, Capel Regional Equestrian Park, it's 6 groups and events. The CWA Capel branch, and I've become a member, and many fond things, and revamped our group, and we are proud to activate our space in Capel and its community. Capel Lawn Bowls, the Capel RSL, LCDC, Capel Cemetery Board, Margaret Smith's Care Group, Ludlow Tuart Restoration Group, Ron Maidman Archives, where I recommend all councillors, if you haven't already, to please visit this space. It is our Shire Capel's history. Dance Steps Southwest, Ironstone Adventure Riding, Dalyellup Collective, Dalyellup Surf Life Saving, Dalyellup Strong Angels, Boyanup Progress Association, Boyanup Lions, Boyanup Farmers Market, the Stratham Mozzies, Stratham Ramsey Road and Rich Road entry and parking lots there, the Peppy Beach bus turnaround and speeding signs, Shire road signs, verges, mowing, footpaths, roads, residents' rates, and farmers' concerns for high-intensity animal husbandry feedlots, the Jorup possum signs, just to name a few. So I generally feel I have my hand on the Shire's pulse. I worked so hard. Some of my proud and memorable achievements while sitting as a councillor have been seeing those 3 flags being placed outside when I put a motion to council, helping establish the Underlup Association as our Aboriginal Shire representatives, putting a motion to find offset land within our Shire after finding out there wasn't any, motion to improve communication and relations between our fire brigades, a CAT motion to review the CAT Act, and included a motion to be presented at the 2022 Walga AGM to attend and read it out in front of a ballroom of 200 people. It was passed 190 to 30. And I have the honour and privilege, and I love attending community special events and presentations, award days, and witnessing people who have contributed to enriching their community. I have campaigned for the big things like the Capel Regional Equestrian Park Clubhouse that's been done. I have been part of a team where together everyone achieves more. Most of all, I am an independent person as your community and councillor representative. I am not a part of a political party. I do not view myself as a politician. And I have a good rapport with our political representatives to help bring this Shire, our beautiful, diverse Shire, to the projects and the issues to get the attention we deserve. Thank you.
Councillor Shire.
Council, I stand before you to seek your support and build the foundations of my vision for the role of President. I also thank you for trusting me with the important position of Deputy these past 4 years. At recent deputy elections, traditionally I've made an analogy between our success on council and Daniel Ricciardo's Formula One career. I'll just say, given his last 2 years, I'll be skipping over that tonight. Council, we are a team of free-thinking individuals here with a purpose, to serve our community. My story of service starts 14 years ago. At 14, I joined the Shire of Capel Youth Advisory Council, wanting to do something for my community. We played a significant role in shaping future projects like the Capel Civic Precinct and Dale Skate Park, which at the time were ideas on paper. This was my first experience of local government, or any form of government for that matter. Fast forward to 2015 and the community bestowed me with the privilege to serve them at this table, something they did again in 2019 and 2023. Over that 10 years on council, we've achieved a lot, but I've also learned a lot. People at this table have taught me patience, compassion, resilience, and all the fun things like responsible fiscal management, strategic planning, and asset sustainability ratios. That one's for you, Sam and Matt. I've been tested, I've fallen down, I've gotten back up, and on most occasions I've learned from those experiences. Council, the role of President is one of service to your community, to serve your shire, and to serve your council. Tonight, I wish to make 3 commitments to you and the community. Commitment number 1, party politics has no place in local government. As President, I swear to maintain my existing and strong relationships with our current government and develop partnerships we need to deliver our future. I'm very proud to have had many conversations with the member for Bunbury and Minister for South West around his commitment to us once the business case was ready with the agribusiness precinct for a minister and stakeholder roundtable. Local issues are my priority and my focus is us. Working in partnership, not competition with our neighbours, our state and our Commonwealth. I'm very glad to say this has begun with my appointment to the Bunbury Geograph Economic Alliance Board, which will occur next Thursday. It is only through these partnerships that we will deliver our vision for the future, our vision for the Capel Agribusiness Precinct, the Bunbury, Capel, Busselton Cycle Link, headworks to deconstrain housing land and ensure Capel remains the lifestyle of choice. I believe that my experience here has granted me the skills to do this, and I have the time, capacity, commitment and motivation. Council, my second commitment, and this one is purely to the community and something that's been dear to me and something I've wanted to do for several years, something I first raised when I first considered this position some years ago. If elected, I will establish the President's Local Champion Fund. The fund will provide small cash donations up to $100 to individuals seeking assistance to travel and participate in STEM or arts and cultures programs and events at a state and national level, representing their shire, doing what they love. This will be funded out of the President's allowance, post-payment with $1,500 initially set aside to support at least 15 people in its first year, out of my pocket. This will be facilitated by the President and Deputy with guidelines endorsed by Council and reviewed annually. The idea for this came to me from my own experience in high school. At 16, the MP for Collie Preston, Mick Murray, wrote me a cheque to help me cover participation fee for Youth Parliament. Not only was this an incredible program, but I proudly continued with the YMCA as a volunteer for some years after. As a councillor, I was offered donations to local participants to help them cover their fees. MPs often use their electoral allowance for such donations, but while we have minor community grants, volunteer honorariums and facilitating kids sport, there's a major gap in support for people in STEM and the arts. Perhaps you can say that that $100 made a huge impact in my life, perhaps even sent me on my journey here, and I want to do the same for other people. Last but not least, and my final commitment, and this is commitment 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3. Council, I promise to serve with fairness, to serve with compassion and to serve with integrity. Council, these will be the foundations of my leadership if you elect me as your President tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now hold the ballot. Just a reminder, councillors, this is optional preferential voting, I should say. So you can either just mark one or you can number them. Is there any other instructions I need to give? No, it's fine. I'm sure you'll work it out. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I declare Councillor John Ferguson Shire President. Councillor Ferguson, would you mind going over to see Mr Spur to make your declaration of office?
I didn't remember my glasses. This is a good start. I, John Ferguson, of 1 Connell Court, Peppermint Grove Beach, having been elected to the role of Shire President of the Shire of Capel, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the local government rules of conduct regulation 2021. Thank you. I'm not sure that I'm supposed to speak now, Mr CEO. No, okay, I better shut up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, fellow councillors. It's now my onerous duty to move on to the process of election of Deputy President, and I formally open the nominations and read out those previously received. The nominees are myself, who is now withdrawing, obviously, so that remains Peter McCleary as a candidate and Rosina Mogg, Councillor Rosina Mogg as a candidate. Is there any more nominations? Any more nominations? Any more nominations? For the third call, no further nominations, and I close the nominations and confirm there's no more nominees. We then invite the councillors to vote for the position of Deputy President. And indeed, those of you who have spoken, do you wish to speak again? That's Councillor Mogg and Councillor McCleary. Both have declined the opportunity to speak again, so we then proceed to the ballot. Thank you. Fellow councillors and assembled guests and people watching online, I understand and I believe I'm advised that Councillor Mogg has been elected as the Deputy President. Congratulations, Councillor Mogg.
Do I go there? I, Councillor Rosina Mogg of 58 Hastings Road, Jallurup, have been elected to the role of Deputy Shire President of the Shire of Capel, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability. And I will observe the Local Government Rules of Conduct Regulations 2021.
Councillors, if you take a seat, and it's been my onerous duty to pull them out of the hat or out of the bowl, so I'll start with this one for seat 1, which is where Councillor Voyage is currently sitting. Martin, you get to stay where you are. Seat 1. You already warmed it, yeah. Okay. Councillor Ciano, seat 2. Councillor Peter McCleary, seat 3. The three wise men. Yep. Yep. This has got to stop. Seat 4, Emily Montgomery. Seat 5, Terry Sharp.
I like to see. Guess where Councillor Noonan said.
And there's no... Okay. Bernard Hasty, seat 7. And Councillor Noonan, seat 8.
Good job.
That's now been recorded on the map, and I thank you, councillors, for your patience in dealing with that particular matter. And we now move on to the record of attendance and apologies, leave of absence, previously approved. Well, there's none of those. There's no apologies and no leave of absence, so we move on to technically public question time. Is there anyone brave enough to ask a public question? Apparently not, so we move on to the potential to close the meeting. Before we close the meeting, I would like to say a few words if the CEO will allow me to indulge. Very briefly, I promise I'll keep it brief. I'll practice. Look, of course, it's an extraordinary honour and a privilege to be voted into this position with the support of your peers. I'm enormously humbled, and I do it with some anticipation and trepidation. And I'm sure that if I am not delivering as you expect me to, then you'll gently and rationally remind me. I look forward to operating a council in the next 2 years that's been not unlike my immediate predecessor, Doug Kitchen, who I think has been an extraordinarily gracious chairman of the meetings and a Shire president. He's made me feel equitably welcome, even though I was a relative newbie into the environment. And I thank him very much for that. And I would not have had the confidence to put myself forward if I didn't think I was surrounded potentially by a group of very, very good people and councillors. I don't want to go on anymore, but I do hope to introduce some modest changes within the capacity of the Local Government Act to better engage councillors in the processes that lead up to the motions coming to council. I do intend to prosecute, as I mentioned in my previous comments, the agricultural precinct topic with great vigour and look forward to the opportunity to meet with the appropriate parties, both from the industry and from government. And we'll have an interesting agenda, and I invite councillors over the next few weeks. We've got a schedule pretty well set up for the next council meeting, but for the November meeting, I invite you to have conversations with me or in general amongst yourselves about items that you'd like to see prioritised into the council's future. Now, I know we have this document that's called the Long-Term Financial Plan, but it's not a tablet carried down the mountain in stone. It's not immutable. And if we need to evolve and change, that's the sort of council we need to be. We need to be considering for not only those long-term strategic matters, but for issues that arise from time to time, and be flexible enough and good-hearted enough and rational enough to actually do those things as they're required. Enough from me, and I congratulate Councillor Moll on her election as Deputy President, and I look forward to the opportunity of working with her closely, as I do with fellow councillors, and I look forward to working closely with our Acting CEO and the process of recruiting and engaging a new full-time CEO. So thank you all, and I declare the meeting closed.
Councillors, if you wouldn't mind staying in your seats for just a minute or two while Erin takes a few